from New York and on the new Hot 97 app. Ebro in the morning on Hot 97.
Ebro in the morning, beautiful Laura Styles, Rosenberg, give it up, Cypress Hill in the building.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hobo,
Yes, sir.
Sendog, Be
Y'all
Real.
right.
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man. Up early, but it's all good.
You got kids, man. You're used to this life.
Yes, I am.
Getting up early.
6:30 in the morning.
The annual, Black Sunday event is going down, right?
The Haunted Hill.
Haunted
Haunted
Hill.
Hill.
It's Halloween
Haunted
every
Hill.
year here in New York.
Haunted Hill.
We started it during the Black Sunday album.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, how many of these have you done?
This would be 22, right?
Yeah.
22. Yeah. Out of the 27 years we've been doing music or whatever professionally, 22 years we've done that show.
Halloween in New York.
Yeah, we started doing one on New Year's at the Palladium when it was open.
Right.
And unfortunately it got shut down.
Yeah.
And we that was like our annual show here for a minute, and then we, switched to October when the Palladium thing fell through. We thought, let's switch to October. And just so happened, I think Black Sunday, right, came out in October, and it made sense.
So is this exactly 25 years since Black Sunday?
Yeah, actually.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And how do you think of Black Sunday for you guys? Like, it's the second album.
It was the second album. Yeah.
But it had your first like huge international pop smash.
Yeah.
Insane in the Membrane.
Oh, we didn't see that one coming at all. We were getting momentum from the first album because the double A side that we put out.
When the ship goes down. Oh, from the first one, Funky Feel one, and How I Could Just Kill Him.
That started taking off later for us on the first album. And, while we were on the road, I think with, who was it?
Naughty?
With Naughty, they had us, come off tour and start doing Kill a Man and Hand on the Pump in those videos because they started seeing momentum in those songs. And, we were on tour for those first 2 years of that album, and they pulled us right off and said, hey, you got to get back in the album. Things are happening. Do a new album. Things are happening. So they pulled us off the road early, and Muggs and I came out here and recorded for about 2 months, and then we brought in Sen to finish out the album. We started in L.A., but there was too many distractions, and we could not call this because this was an actual rushed album in comparison to any other album we worked on because of that momentum. They didn't know it would catch later. So where we had 3 years, 4 years to work on the first album.
Right.
It was just building and putting it all together.
Yeah, with Black Sunday, we were like, oh shit, sorry, my bad.
It happened. It's cool. We'll fix it up.
So,
We got dump buttons.
Yeah, word up.
Technology.
I ain't been here a while, so But we had to get in the album. We did it probably in 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There.
and that was different for us because usually we take our time. But, we felt we had good enough momentum in the studio from the first album to that one. Muggs was coming into his own really in the production, and his chop game was unlike any other. So, we just went in there and knocked it out. And we did not see Insane in the Brain being the song that it became for us. I thought it was a good album cut.
Yeah.
But
Was that also double A side, or is that an A side,
no,
B side?
that was just the A side, yeah.
Because it felt like because when the shit goes down was so awesome too. I mean, I guess that stayed more like for the hip hop heads.
Yeah.
And Insane went insane.
Yeah. I mean,
Hits from the Bong was something too.
I mean, big.
Hits from the Bong was a movie.
I want to get high.
yeah, Muggs.
Was Insane ever meant? You guys pushed it as a single though,
It was the
Yeah.
first
and it
single.
just took off on its own.
Yeah, I did not call it like, when Sony asked us, what we thought about Insane being the single, I was like, really? They're okay. All right. Hey, listen, I'm an artist. Sometimes we're too attached to the songs and we might pick something else out of pride and ego and because of what we like. But, when you get an outside perspective and them saying, hey, this is a song right here, we could market this, we can go.
You
You
go.
go, because you don't want to get in your own way.
Are you how do you feel? Do you love the record? Did you ever have any feelings about the record? Are there records that you made that you don't like or that you love more than others?
I think in looking back, if I was gonna go back to one record and say, I wish we could have did that different, it would probably be Till Death Do Us Part, maybe. Yeah. Because I think and Rise Up, actually. Probably more so Rise Up, because I think our sound was a little bit all over the place as opposed to it being, cohesive and having continuity that all the other Cypress records had. But that was one album that we didn't do, solely with Muggs. That was the only album we didn't do solely with Muggs. Because there's a thing to when Sen and I and Bobo get with Muggs, we have this chemistry, we have this sound, and without it, we're making good songs and all that stuff. They stand up next to other songs, but it doesn't have that thing. You know what I mean? So if there was one album, it would probably be Rise Up, to go back and do a few more tracks with DJ Muggs on that one.
Whose idea was the Halloween show? Was it just somebody booked you guys? Was it like, yo, we need to be in New York City on Halloween because the parade and it's just crazy in the city like that?
I believe it jumped off from Black Sunday because we released the album in October, right? And we, every time anyone
With the skull and the logo.
Yeah, I
and
mean, that was our thing, it still is. But that, we felt like it would be a perfect jump off to do like a show on Halloween. And being that, we started here in New York City, being a West Coast band that started here, that broke here first, we thought, we're going to make the show here as opposed to in L.A.,
What DJ played your record first? Do you remember?
Damn, I don't know. I'm going to say it was probably Stretch and Bobbito's show that played us first. I remember we went on their show. We when we were doing the documentary, we were talking about it. That it was a little weird because I wasn't so nice on the freestyle tip back then. You know what I mean? I was a better songwriter, I guess. And so when we were doing the freestyles and we were getting trashed that first week over there, and then the actual album came out, and it totally flipped around for us.
Yeah. I remember first seeing that video, Q-Tip in the video. I'm trying to think who else from New York was in that video.
It was UMC's was in there. Who else was in there?
Anyway, I thought y'all was from New York.
Yeah, Tim
And New
Dog.
Yorkers thought y'all was from New York. Cypress Project. Nathan was from Cypress Project.
Cypress Hill in Brooklyn.
Yeah, Cypress Hill's here. So wait, Tim Dog too?
Yeah, Tim Dog showed up
That's crazy.
at the video. Well, I think that was like set up by Sony because, he was a Sony artist too. And they sort of wanted to, we were both releasing records at the same
Is
time.
this pre or post Fuck Compton?
This is like right around that time it's about to come out.
That could be sort of an awkward association.
Actually, it just had come out because I remember when we were, Cube showed up. He had got to New York City and he had heard we were filming a video, so he, shot down there. And EPMD apparently had been telling Ice Cube about us for a long time. They were like our street team, you know what I'm saying? Salute to EPMD for that. But he came to the show, and Shady David Perez, who was the director of the video, he wanted, obviously you got all these rappers, he wanted to get like a shot with all of us, and Q was like, nah, man, I ain't shooting with dude. I got to go home and eat.
Yeah.
And we felt that too, but, it was like, whatever, a song's a song.
And nobody ever said anything to you guys about
Nah,
it.
nobody said nothing to us. But, that's music. What are you going to do, man? You sit next to this dude, talk about Fuck Compton, and, Donnie Einer's asking you to go, do this promo shit with him or, go on tour with him. At that time, you didn't say no to Donnie Einer, so.
Yeah, you guys was happy to have your deal and getting your thing moving. You guys have been working so long.
That was a crazy tour, though, because that tour that we went on with Tim, we were opening for Third Base.
Right.
We were all releasing music at the same time, and Sony thought, well, let's package it all together. And it was cool on the East Coast. People was eating that shit up, and then when we got to the West Coast, Tim knew how real it was, with them NWA fans.
Yeah.
Those Eazy-E fans. It was
Situation.
interesting situations
Did you
that
guys
popped
catch
off.
any of that wrath?
No, we never did. I mean, we had an East Coast sound, but people knew we were from the West Coast by that time, and they'd always shown us love. Whatever he did, that was on him. Unfortunately, though, we were traveling on the same tour bus, so if they did decide to get with him, we were going to be right in the middle of all that shit.
Sin Dog, we talked a while ago on my Apple Music show. I want to see if Rosenberg agrees. I said, and Laura too, I said Sin Dog top 5 hip-hop ad-libs all time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's not even a
He
conversation.
tried to disagree. He was like, nah.
That's, well, I mean, literally, is Insane in the Membrane the hit that it is without that? How many songs are made
Good
by
point.
the ad-libs?
Good point.
That song is great, but without his part, that's the part people sing is that.
Insane in the Brain.
That's it. And that's not just on that record. It's not just that. Even on How I Could Just Kill a Man. All of them are so critical.
Yeah, I mean, the way we took the approach is much like Public Enemy. We just did it in reverse. Whereas Flav was the sprinkles on top of that. Send Dog, not only did he rap on a lot of stuff, he sprinkled it with those psycho betas, as we call them.
Psycho betas.
Yeah. That's just something we came up with in the studio, No, actually, we're in front of my mom's house messing around one day, and that voice came out. I don't know where from, but we let Muggs hear it. We wrote the original How Could Just Kill a Man, and I came in and I said, How Could Just Kill a Man? And he's like, wait a minute, stop. Okay, that's the chorus from here on out. All right, now keep rapping. Let me hear what else you guys got. And we kept that, we called it a psycho beta voice. And we kept it from then on. It was just one of those things that happens, freak accident, and you come up with something cool, And it became part of the Cypress Hill staple, and then we did it on Insane in the Brain. And I still get that in there. Like, I go to the supermarket or whatever, and somebody will walk up behind me, Insane in the Brain. I'm like, hey, man, all right. Yeah, I know. I'm the one that said that thing, man.
Yeah, I heard it.
I was a fan, I'd walk up,
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I think, the whole contrast between mine and B's voice, went a long way, I think, further than what we, thought it would go. And the dynamic between us on stage helped propel us, a level higher than what we expected. But we're still here behind those two voices, you know what I mean? And we're still getting down and having fun with it. So when you come through a Cypress Hill show, there's 100% guarantee that you're going to hear Insane in the Brain at every gig. We just never leave
What
that
do you
song
guys
out.
usually close with that?
No, that it changes in the set list. Sometimes it's in the middle, sometimes towards the end. It depends how long we're playing. We tend to put the slammers strategically in there, and not one right after the other, to not gas everything. Fortunately for us, our albums sold. It wasn't necessarily that we had bigger singles. We had bigger albums than our singles, and it's usually in reverse, So a lot of our songs, we can interchange in our set list, but that one is one that always gets the pop. That one, Hand on the Pump, and Kill a Man, those three are guaranteed to slay any crowd once they come on. And it doesn't matter where it's at in the set, whether it's in the beginning or the middle or the closing. But usually we have it where, towards the
between the middle and the end,
just past the middle. When we were playing sets with Julio, it was a little bit Julio G. It was a little bit earlier in the set, but
How's Julio G, man? He's a legend, bro.
he's good, man.
A lot of people don't know that name, man. That's a California hip hop DJ legend.
Oh yeah, legend in the West Coast. He broke a lot of records there.
What?
In terms of
92.3 The Beat, right?
Yeah. The 9 O'Clock Bomb, West Side Radio, and before that he was a 1580 KDAY mix master, which is the first experience that any of us in Los Angeles had listening to hip hop.
When I used to go see my cousin, she lived in Compton, right on Rosecrans, man. That was when I was, 11, 12? So it had to be like 87?
Yeah.
Is that about right? 88,
Yeah.
87, 88?
Yeah, right around that time.
That was,
Yeah, I think
K-Day, bro.
I think K-Day shut down right around 1990, right before we came on the scene. And we had a lot of ties there. So we thought, we're going to come in, K-Day's going to play our shit. That was one of the thing for a Los Angeles artist. Get your music played on K-Day, and then it went away.
yeah.
For a while, and it's back.
Yeah, it's back.
But it had a long hiatus there. It didn't help you guys out.
It
The
didn't help
brand
us
is
out.
still culturally valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
These brands, the awareness with the community. I mean, a lot of people don't know that before Hot 97 was on, KMEL in San Francisco,
Yeah,
right, came on playing hip hop all day. That happened in California first.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So there's been a long history of just hip hop. There's been a long history of just hip hop. No matter what coast or region, right?
Yeah.
Like whether it was California, New York DJs, whatever, it was all about hip hop.
Yeah.
Before it got stupid in the mid '90s.
Yeah. Got crazy.
It got real stupid. You guys, I don't remember a Cypress Hill beef. I don't remember that in rap for you guys.
With each other or with
well,
other people.
that happened. But
No, with each other, we've never had beef like that or anything.
Not too much. I mean, we've had brother like
yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
disagreements.
That's gonna happen. That's
Yeah.
brothers doing,
Yeah,
disagreeing and whatever.
But in terms of beef, oh yeah, we've had a few. I mean, there was the biggest one we had was with our boy Ice Cube. We were very tight with him for a time, and things happened, and we started beefing, and it lasted a few years, and
Is that more based in music or was street shit that bubbled over?
It started with music, and it was leading to the street shit. But the thing is we were friends. Us too, but we were our crews were friends. We all knew each other well. We had done tours, done shows. We were all from LA. We knew each other really well. So their crew and our crew, they didn't want it to go to that because, we were all friendly, and we knew it could get messy. So I think it was, I know it was Mac 10 that called me first, and he was like, hey, man, let's talk.
Yeah.
Because he knew, he being from the same side of the tracks as I was, he knew it wasn't good for him and I to be beefing in the first place. So he was like, all right, so let's squash this thing with us. What's it going to take for you to squash it with Cube and do that? Let's do a phone call and we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
And fortunately, he called me and we talked about it. We, hashed out all of our differences right then and there, and we squashed the beef at that point. But yeah, it was getting pretty close.
In retrospect, and as big as you guys have gotten as touring artists, recording artists, everything that even your other businesses now with the popularity of recreational, because you have a lot of businesses, right?
Yeah.
In retrospect, when you look back at those things, is some of that, and we see artists getting into things now, is some of it just being young in this game, being aggressive and not being, not really understanding how we can all work together all the time?
I think so. I think it's a little bit of all that, but also you got to understand, or people have to understand that, hip hop was created out of a competitive nature.
Yeah.
B-boys, going against each other to see who's the dopest crew, MCs who can rock the party the best, DJs who can get with it the best. It was always like a friendly form of competition.
And it comes from the street.
And it comes from the streets. Unfortunately, people with, ego and pride take it beyond that, and it ends up getting personal and, physical things happen, unfortunately. But, we can at least, Cuba and I can say that we, deaded the whole thing before it got to that, because it was getting pretty close. And I think with kids these days, it's that. I think it's more so that they're young. They're not even look at it as a competitive thing. It's more like a blow to the ego when somebody's coming at you a certain way. Nobody wants to look bad, especially with the social medias being the way they do. People will troll you quick if somebody can make you look bad enough.
Yeah, man.
So, I think we didn't have that back in our time.
It would have been a mess.
We didn't have that in our time, right? We put out the
Guess what? It
records.
is a mess.
We put out the records, and then maybe, radio folks talked about the beef or not, but you wouldn't really hear about it until a publication wrote about it, or, word got on in the street. And it's not the same way as it
Now
is
it's
now.
within hours.
Within minutes.
Minutes, yeah.
And your ego could get damaged real fast.
You're on social media pretty. You run your own account. Who runs the Cypress Hill account?
It's a combination of us. I do some of it.
You also have Be Real TV.
I don't do that one.
That you don't handle that.
I started it and I did handle it in the beginning, but I let my staff handle that.
Got it.
And I do mine and some of Cypress. It's to keep up with all that. It's
a full-time job.
It's a job. Only that's the job you don't get paid for.
Right.
It pays off later, but pay me for that one.
So with the other you have Dr. Green Thumb.
Right. Which is the dispensary.
The dispensary. With recreational coming to the tri-state, man, are we gonna get? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to get in the tri-state. It would be great. I mean, again, part of our musical roots is here. So, we used to do the wetlands with High Times, back in the day, like all these different High Times events here. Not they wouldn't accept it in Cali. We did them here, so it would be only right for us to set foot anywhere on the East Coast. We would like to have it here, but if it had to be
You
over
gotta
there.
get the right paperwork.
Yeah, it would be great to have a Dr. Green Thumb's dispensary out here. I know a lot of folks out here that get down with the cannabis. They would get down with us. So it's just a matter of time, pretty much. We will get out here.
Bubba, what is this? What is you brought us toys? You bringing toys? You come with gifts? What's happening, bro?
Well, this is
It's a consumable gift.
yeah, this is a nice limited edition skull jar with some goodies inside. And,
inside the
This is
jar.
also and
Nice.
this is also available at the Dr. Green Thumb dispensary as well.
I mean, are you?
well, I don't know. You guys may not be down with this, so I don't know. I don't know.
Acting totally different right now.
Oh, it's got the hat on.
Yeah, it's got the OG.
that's
Let me see that. Let me see
Look at
that.
that. Look at that.
That's pretty awesome.
It has the OG bucket hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a childproof
childproof.
bucket, yeah.
Oh, wait,
So push it down. There you go.
That's pretty awesome. It's a glass, skull and bones glass
Here, let me-
filled with weed,
me out.
wearing the childproof
Screw on
Kangol.
bucket. I know.
And
Well,
what
we-
sort of amazing flowers?
Which one is that one? I don't-
Inside here.
Oh, the Zookies. It's cookies crossed with something else. I can't remember, man.
mix.
It's early in the morning.
Is that a sativa?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's crossed.
It's a cross, Laura.
Yeah.
Laura only likes sativas.
It's sativa dominant though. It's a little bit of the indica that's in there is minimal.
Like a hybrid.
Yo, how bizarre is it that our whole lives, right, at my age, right, figuring out how to get weed, figuring out the plug when you land in a certain city, figuring this out, figuring that out, right? And now here we are.
Yeah.
You just on the radio just handed me marijuana, and
Yeah.
can't nobody say shit. I mean, they can say something, but
Yeah, but
nobody even gives a shit.
nobody gives a shit. I tell you, the other day I was rolling to a video shoot, and I was I just lit up, and I shouldn't be smoking and driving. I should admit that to you. So pretend you didn't hear that.
It didn't happen.
Anyway, I was lighting something up, and right alongside me came this police car, LAPD guys, and I figured they had been like eyeballing me for a few blocks because I seen them coming from the other direction, and then they flipped one. So, I'm sitting there talking, kind of not paying attention to him, and I'm talking to one of my boys in the passenger seat, and he rolls up and he goes, "Be real." And I look over and he goes, "Yeah, it's you." And he takes out his phone and he smashes a selfie real quick on his Snapchat from his squad car into my car. And he goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to the cookie store." And that, anybody in California knows that's a dispensary.
Shout to Burner.
Shout to Burner. And he was like, "All right, man, smoke one for me." I'm like, "All right, I will."
Okay.
As a matter of fact, once you pull off, it's all good. No, but
Different time, man.
different times. Like a lot of the police officers in Los Angeles are probably medical marijuana patients too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pain management, sleep aid,
They don't want to take those over-the-counter drugs that those pharmaceutical companies are
tearing up your kidney and liver, man. It's
tearing
too
up
much.
people. Yeah, it's
Listen, I know it's a different time when I can talk to my mom about having edibles. When she used to
Yeah.
look at weed growing up, like if it was heroin.
Yeah.
And now she's like, "Hey, well, can you give me some of those little dulces?" I'm like, "I got you."
It is a different time.
Yeah.
old folks are with the get down.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you will see a lot of old folks come through most dispensaries. Whether it's for an edible or a sativa.
Yeah.
These indicas are a little bit heavy for them. But yeah, it's a whole new day, man. People's outlook on it has changed. It's totally flipped.
Do you grow yourself? I know you ran with the Dr. Green Thumb, and I remember the song and the whole thing, but were you growing and learning
Yes,
that?
I was. Yeah, definitely was a cultivator. As it stands today, I have a team that does that now because with the amount of touring we do, there's no way I could be in a room because it demands attention. You cannot not show up to the rooms or cultivation center and supervise and watch everything and observe, because one thing goes wrong, your whole deal is fucked up. And with your name and the consistency in which you put out your product, all that's on the line when it gets fucked up. So, my team, we've been doing it for about 25 years. So, everybody's pretty knowledgeable.
You making money. It's not
Trying.
a game.
Trying.
What'd you think?
I'm just saying, 25 years in the game is not playing.
And 27 in hip hop, right?
Yeah. So we try. We try to stay ahead.
You've done it. You've done it.
Be Real, Bobo, Sin Dog, man, it's good to see you guys. If you guys, I don't know if there's any tickets left for the night though.
I don't know. Is there any ticket? No.
For you, there's always a ticket left, brother.
Yeah, for you, for y'all, there's a ticket.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
But for
I
everybody,
gotta put on my Mr. Incredible outfit and take my daughter.
that would be awesome. You see some pretty awesome costumes at the Haunted Hill shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's ready. She's 4.
No, yeah, no.
Might not be ready.
I'm ready.
She's not ready for sativas at the Cypress Hill.
A little too smoky. A little too smoky.
A little too
smoky. Yo, give it up one time, Cypress Hill.
you, guys.
Pick up their new album, Elephants on Acid.